A young man named Chris, his girlfriend Natalie, and her best friend Amanda embark on a trip around Europe on their way to Moscow, where Chris plans to propose to Natalie. After a few fun days of traveling, the group stops by Kiev to visit Chris's brother, Paul.
We're doing Prague.
Hi, Paul. We're at the Tower of London.
There, the group spends a fun-filled few days, and Paul shows them around his new hometown. Then, as the group prepares to head to Moscow, the adventurous Paul suggests they should first go on an extreme tour of Pripyat, an abandoned town adjacent to Chernobyl that once housed 60,000 people who were instantly forced to leave everything behind as a result of the nuclear disaster.
We're only gonna be there for a day. A few hours, see some cool shit, and then we split.
Okay, how are we gonna get there?
Yuri's gonna take us. He's got a van.
The group is hesitant to accept this risky idea and insists on following their original plan. However, after a lengthy discussion, Paul manages to convince everyone to get on board and takes them to a local extreme tour guide named Yuri's office. There, Yuri joyfully welcomes the group and assures them that they have nothing to worry about, as they will only be staying in Pripyat for 2 hours and won't be exposed to radioactive poison in such a short time. A few minutes later, a couple named Michael and Zoe excitedly arrive at Yuri's office to join the extreme tour. Yuri then invites everyone into his van and starts the 2-hour drive to Pripyat. As the journey goes on, Amanda makes sure to take pictures of everything she sees and documents this memorable experience. Then the group finally arrives at Pripyat and is confused to see an exclusion checkpoint guarded by soldiers. While the tourists wonder what the use of guarding an abandoned town may be, Yuri gets out and asks the soldiers for permission to visit the town. However, Yuri is gutted to hear that the town is closed off for the day and sadly announces the restriction to the group, who doesn't take the news well. As the group complains about their wasted money and time and accuses Uri of false advertisement, Uri racks his brain trying to find a way to make good on his promises. After a few minutes, Uri remembers an alternate entrance to Pripyat and drives there.
Birds or anything.
Ah, this must be Yuri's special entrance.
After a few minutes of driving, the group gets to the other entrance and finds it closed off, but Uri confidently removes the door and drives through. As they progress deep into Pripyat, the group is awed by the undisturbed nature and tranquility.
Hold on, this is going to be a little bumpy. A little bumpy.
Once in the center of Pripyat, everyone gets out of the van and takes a moment to appreciate the lives of those who were disrupted in the disaster. They then go around the buildings and playgrounds, trying to picture it full of life as it once had been. Once finished, the group goes around taking pictures of each other and their surroundings and enjoys themselves.
It's like nature really has taken over.
After hours of exploring, Yuri leads the group into the top floor of an apartment building, from where he shows them the Chernobyl nuclear plant and narrates the events that led to the disaster.
You can only go inside with radiation suit, only for a short period of time.
Then the group turns their attention to creating memories and documenting the moments. However, Yuri suddenly hears strange sounds and cautiously goes to check it out with the group in tow. Soon, a brown bear appears out of nowhere and chases everyone out of the building.
Oh, Jesus. What is the bear doing here?
The group breathlessly reaches the van, decides they have had enough of the extreme tour, and prepares to leave the town. However, as Yuri tries to start the van, he notices that its wires have been chewed through, which alarms everyone. As it gets dark, Yuri uses his walkie-talkie to communicate with his colleagues and ask for help, but fails miserably. After carefully weighing the available options, Yuri convinces everyone that they should secure the van, take shelter there, and only consider walking to the checkpoint that's 20 kilometers away in the light of day. However, a few hours into the night, strange, inexplicable sounds are heard from outside, which forces Yuri and Chris to go out and investigate the source.
What is that?
It's not baby.
Then what the fuck is it, Yuri?
A few minutes later, multiple shots are heard, which alarms everyone, especially Paul, who's worried sick about his brother's safety.
Can you see that?
Then Paul gets out to search for Chris, finds him severely injured, and carries him back to the van.
Well, I don't fucking know. There were a lot of them. Where's yours?
There, the group is shocked to see how gravely Chris's leg has been mauled and tries to help him as much as they can. Chris then breathlessly informs everyone that some strange beings have gotten a hold of Uri.
What happened to Yuri? They got him! They fucking got him!
What fucking got Yuri?
But before anyone can process this information, a few aggressive dogs reach the van and violently attack it, which terrifies the group to no end and forces them to lie low until they tire out.
Stay away from the windows.
The next morning, Paul, Amanda, and Michael decide to search for Yuri and quietly leave the van. After walking around for a while, the trio spots Yuri's walkie-talkie in the entryway of an abandoned cafeteria, slowly walks in, and notices a trail of blood. The trio follows this trail, cautiously evading mysterious creatures. After a few minutes of searching, the trio finds Uri's severely mutilated body. Soon as the trio tries to figure out what had happened to Yuri, a mysterious being chases them. As the chase continues, the trio is forced to shoot their way out of the ordeal. After much chaos, the trio finally manages to run back to the van. There, the trio insists that they must all leave the godforsaken place as soon as possible and walk back to the checkpoint. However, Chris is in no physical condition to even take a step and decides to stay back in the van with his girlfriend until the rest send them help.
You're the only one that speaks the language. Go get help and bring it back.
We're staying in the van.
Paul gives Chris a walkie-talkie to communicate with, promises to bring back some help as soon as possible, and starts the journey with Michael, Zoe, and Amanda, who goes through the pictures in her camera and becomes terrified to see a human-like creature standing in one of the apartments, but decides to temporarily keep it to herself. The group then cautiously walks on, avoiding dangerous dogs. After a few minutes finds an abandoned parking lot filled with cars, they excitedly run there, hoping to find spare parts for their van, and after searching hard, stumble upon what they need. Excited, Paul informs Chris of the incredible find on the walkie-talkie and promises to reach him soon. Then as the group rushes back to the van, they are chased by a pack of violent dogs. After a lengthy chase, they manage to run on an old bridge across a river and escape their pursuers.
You gotta go.
Keep moving, come on.
However, Michael and Zoe soon fall into the contaminated river, and Paul and Amanda do everything they can to pull them out. After a few hours of walking, as night falls, the group reaches the area where the van was parked, but is alarmed to see that it's nowhere to be found. They frantically search the area for clues and are terrified to finally find it turned upside down. But things take a more sinister turn as the group rushes to the van and finds no trace of their friends.
Hey, come here. Please.
Hey, guys.
As Paul loses his mind in fear, Amanda finds Natalie's video camera and plays the last footage for everyone. In the video, the group sees the ailing Chris, who fears not seeing a tomorrow, proposes to Natalie, who gets emotional. But before the couple can share a romantic moment, they are aggressively attacked by a mysterious being, which violently drags them out.
Keep it down. Keep your shit together.
Stay the fuck away from me!
Shit. Just keep it down.
I'm not leaving my brother!
We're gonna stay here.
Heartbroken by getting his brother into this situation, Paul screams at the top of his lungs for Chris until the rest of the group begs him to calm down, as his screams might attract the creatures.
Please, let's go. Please, Michael, we need to find them. Look, please.
The group then quietly searches for their friends and follows a blood trail into an old building. There they are chased by creatures and are forced to leave the building.
Come on, Dad, come on.
This way.
I got her.
However, as they reach the exit, the group finds a traumatized Natalie screaming bloody murder and helps her out.
Natalie, where's Chris? Natalie, where's Chris?
Outside, as Amanda tries to calm down the trembling Natalie, Paul demands to know where his brother is and is gutted to learn that the creatures have taken him with them.
Don't you fucking say that!
Give me the gun. Back off. Sorry, mate.
As the group continues their journey, they are notified by a Geiger counter that the radiation levels are rising, which, despite being tired, forces them to go as fast as they can. Then they are stopped dead in their tracks when they see a young girl appear out of nowhere, and they slowly approach her in hopes of finding out who she is and where she came from. However, unbeknownst to the group, The child is a ruse to distract them, while the creatures, whom they have realized to be mutant humans, recapture Natalie. Once they realize what's going on, the group runs after Natalie in hopes of rescuing her, to no avail.
Listen. This way. Say,
Things get worse from then on as a crowd of mutants chases the group, who after some struggle, manage to escape into an underground passage. As the mutants follow the group there, Michael is captured while trying to close a door behind him. Zoe is struck with grief and nearly loses her mind. Luckily, Amanda and Paul calm her down and motivate her to keep going. The trio then finds themselves in an underground network of dungeons and runs through them as fast as they can. Then in one of the rooms, Paul finds Chris's engagement ring for Natalie and feverishly searches for his brother, who is nowhere to be found. However, this search wakes up some mutants who attempt to capture the trio. As the trio then proceeds to climb a ladder to escape, Zoe is captured on her way up, forcing Paul and Amanda to leave her behind. Hoping to somehow escape the horror, Amanda comforts Paul, who breaks down, blaming himself for everything, and leads him as they continue on their way. As they continue on their way, Paul and Amanda are notified that the radiation levels are extremely high. As the duo runs for their life, Paul loses his sight due to radiation poisoning, while Amanda's skin starts to blister. Then the duo finds the blistered body of Natalie and is heartbroken. Before they can mourn their friend, the mutants reach them and start attacking them, but the duo manages to neutralize their attackers. Then as the duo proceeds to leave, they are extremely happy to see military soldiers arriving. Now completely blind, Paul walks towards the soldiers asking for help, but is shot dead on the spot. Then Amanda is taken into a hospital where she's informed that the mutants are escaped patients who have been exposed to radiation and is assured that they have all been recaptured. Then the doctors discuss among themselves and decide that they can't let Amanda go as she knows too much. They then throw her into a room filled with the mutant patients and leave her to be eaten alive.